And we are live once again. Hello and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel, where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum, and welcome to Surviving Romance. All right, as the title suggests, we're going to talk about being that awesome husband, okay? And let me explain what has transpired for this live stream, okay? Um, if you will, there's two worlds that I live in. There's, my personal life outside of YouTube, and I have a Facebook account to kind of get caught up with old high school friends. Some of them, some of my family that I like to try to stay close to. Stuff like that. Stuff that everybody does. Right, right. And then, of course, I've got my personality here on the Prince Magnum channel. Um, so, all of that being said, let's get down to the what this is about. Okay, um, if you will, a good friend of mine from high school. I've known this gal for years. Actually, I've known her since my childhood. And you know, my lovely lady friend Becky, she posted something about men cheating, and how basically, as the comment would go, how a woman could be drop dead gorgeous, but then her other half, the husband or boyfriend, whatever, runs out and does something that, you know if you go by physical features, is kind of lowering himself. And someone kind of got, there was a dude who kind of came on and basically said something kind of nasty, and how women cheat too. And I came on and basically said, kind of, being polite and trying to defend, my friend Becky, who, like I said, I've known since, I was a kid. If I remember correctly, her mom used to babysit my brother and I when we were kids. But anyhow, in a nutshell, um, Miss Becky, she puts us up there, and this dude more or less, kind of says some, nasty stuff. Well, I turned around and I basically said, that's the thing, men are driven by nature. Men will do any female with a pulse, and the pulse is still optional. That's just how us men are. That's our natural instincts, and it's up to us as men to try to, kind of rise above that. And basically, what ended up happening is this guy, like, women will cheat because, uh, because some guy starts showing them a lot of affection. And I turned around and basically said, yeah, why are they seeking that affection to begin with? So that's really what this boils down to. And basically, like, one person seen the comment and sent me a friend request, and then pretty soon that friend request turned into like 100 friend requests. It just exploded, and uh, wow. I'm still answering those requests right now as I'm doing this stream, here and there. I'm going back on, and it's like, people I don't even know around the world, and just this one comment. And I think at this point, it's safe to say that that I think people are just sending me friend requests because they see the picture of me sitting on the hood of Project Spirit holding that third place trophy from the Azalea Festival. And it's kind of like that, and I don't even know if anybody, at this point, even knows what started it all. So it has gotten out of hand, okay? And let me explain to you all, okay? Yeah, granted, I'm a married man, and Miss Becky, I've known her for it's automatically rushed to her age. I'm still that knucklehead that still does the damsel in distress thing, and you know, it, that's just one of those things. The damsel in distress, I'm still a sucker for. I guess you could say I'm not necessarily proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it either. It kind of gets me in trouble from time to time. Um, all that being said, um, thanks, Bert. Bert TV has left me a big good luck for tonight's karaoke contest. Uh, you know, at, Back to the task at hand. You know, Basically, this is not a commonplace thing, and this kind of harkens back to the video that I did about a year ago, maybe yeah, almost 2 years ago now. Um, Saying chivalry's not dead. And chivalry isn't dead. It really isn't. Chivalry it still exists. I like to say that it's asleep, awaiting for men to wake it up. And guys, okay, you know, if you want, if you're going to get married, if you're going to get married, and all the cheating stuff, all that other stuff aside, okay, all that other stuff aside, wives still want the happily ever after, okay? There's a part of them of ladies that want the happily ever after, okay? And because the world that we live in is so multifaceted today, okay? It's really multifaceted today. Guys have to be multifaceted themselves. And it's time that we, if you really love your woman, and you hear me say it on the Prince Magnum channel a lot, and I mean a lot. You hear me say it time and time and time again. If she's worth it, you'll do it, okay? When you're married, I don't care if you got kids or you don't have kids or whatever the case may be. If you are married, it is time for you to take every last one of your talents and just bear it down on your marriage. Along with that, you also have to step up and make your wife feel like the woman that she's always felt that she should be, okay? And if you will, this is the Prince Magnum formula, okay? The Prince Magnum formula. And the formula is this simple. You don't get any simpler than this. A good husband treats his wife like a queen and he acts like a prince, okay? Plain and simple, okay? He acts like a prince and he treats his wife like a queen, okay? All that being said, okay, a lot of husbands out there will end up divorced, because they won't follow the simple formula. Now, I will also say I do not believe that whole thing, happy wife, happy life. I don't believe that, okay? Because, even though I'm married, I'm still an individual deep down, okay? And, if I want to be happy in my own skin, that's up to me, okay? That's not my wife's responsibility. Likewise, it's my responsibility to make my wife feel happy about our marriage, but it's not my responsibility to make her feel happy in her own skin, okay? That's part of her responsibility as being a human being, okay? And it's not saying that I don't want to be there for my wife, but at some point, I'm a human being, I'm going to fail, okay? So it's up to her to kind of, you know what I'm saying, okay? I'm still human. I don't walk on water, if you will, despite how much I love that song by Eddie Money, okay? And my cigar keeps going out. So guys, women still want the happily ever after. I don't care how old they get, okay? That's the reality, okay? So Princess Faye does appreciate it when I rush to the aid of a woman. Somewhere deep down, it's like, that's my husband, okay? Give your wife a reason to be proud of you. Rush to the woman's aid. By the way, this is not the first time for me, okay? This is not the first time that I've done this. And I'm going to take you back in time, okay? Back in time to high school. Becky, this is your fault, so this story is going to have to come out, okay? I'm a senior in high school, and basically I'm taking this family development class. And again, it's my senior year. I'm just trying to fill in credits at this point, okay? And in a nutshell, what ends up happening is, um, we're and I want to try to be polite, because some of you may have children sitting on your lap right now, okay? And I want to be careful, okay? Because if you got your kids sitting on your knee, obviously, in a nutshell, I don't want you to feel like you should have to work. So basically, the project that we had to do, and it was a group project, was to discuss the responsibilities of men and women when the bedroom door closes. Okay, and that's as polite as I can put it. Um, I apologize, that's the best I could do. Okay, but basically that was the project. Now, considering that most it was mostly women in that class, and most of the all the women had to be in a group, and then they took the handful of guys that was in that class and put them into one group. All that being said, um, basically, the guys that I was in a group with were basically acting like a bunch of chauvinistic pigs. And this is back in 1997. The guys were acting like chauvinistic pigs, and I mean, I was trying to be, you know, um, trying to be positive towards the ladies, because let's face facts, okay? Um, you know, Women deserve to be treated better than they do, okay? They really do deserve to be treated better than they do. And what I did was is I basically, you know, my voice was not heard in this whole project, in this class. And the next day we're supposed to present our project, our what we talked about in group. And before the guys decided that they were going to present their nasty chauvinistic comments, present them to the class, I stood up and said, I have nothing to do with this. I'm not going to have anything to do with this. I'm willing to take an F. These guys acted the fool, and I want no part of this. So that was the end of it. And they're like, wow, and that was my presentation. I was not going to act like that. Um, you know, that's not why you get into a relationship. You treat women with respect. And now, all that being said, the men decided to be cowards and not present. Basically, the person they got to present the presentation to the class was a guy who wasn't even there. And he was like, how did I get thrown into this? I had nothing to do with this. And I'm like, see, bunch of cowards. And when it was presented to the class, the women were ready to hang the men. And I said, now you see why I had wanted nothing to do with this. Um, so I was, they said, do you feel this way? And then, yeah, yeah. Well, would you like to do your own project? I said, I would love to. And anybody else who kind of felt this way? Well, all the guys realized that because of the things they said, that um, their social life was about to go bleak. We'll leave it at that. They had and they basically had ticked off the rest of the female populace to the point where um, they were, the women wanted nothing to do with them. I'm taking y'all with me so I can grab me something to drink, because being in recovery, you get thirsty very easily. So I decided to grab me a soda that was left over from the Azalea Festival car show. Thank you, Bert. uh, but we got in this group basically, and the guys started trying to act like that again. And I said, look, you guys already did this crap. And if you want to act like this, fine, get out of my group, okay? If you want to act like respectable human beings, you're going to sit down and shut up, okay? And I stood my ground. And basically, we had to throw away in the end, we had to throw away the poster board and basically ask the question, you know, if you're willing to take a woman and go, you or a woman are about to, basically, if you will, spend quality time, the bedroom door closes between you, with you two. Do you trust them? That's what it really boils down to. Do you trust them? And that was, and of course afterwards, my high school sweetheart, a lot of ladies were coming up to her in high, a lot of high school, ladies were coming up to her and saying, your boyfriend's a real good guy. He, he's respectable towards women. Despite the differences my mom and I have, if I didn't treat women with respect, I think she would, I think she'd kick my butt. So that's where it all began. Of course, there's another story where, this is, actually this was like almost 4 years ago. This guy was drunk and started to beat up his girlfriend, and I'm still recovering from a stroke and other stuff like that, because for those who do not, who are new to the Prince Magnum channel, I've actually had a stroke, and that was back in 2011 that I actually had a stroke. I had to turn around, this guy gets drunk and he starts to beat up his girlfriend, and I wasn't having none of it. I busted his nose, gave him a concussion, and for good measure, to make sure he couldn't chase after her for a while, I twisted his ankle up, and I knew I could have been thrown in jail, but honestly and truthfully, I could not stand by and allow this guy to beat up this woman who was pretty much helpless, okay? Of course, Princess Faye, she's like, I didn't like seeing you fight, but I understand why you did it, and I want you to know that I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud that I married you. Guys, this sort of attitude towards women is what is part of that happily ever after for every woman. Be your wife's fantasy husband, okay? Not just when the bedroom door closes, but I mean, every second you possibly can. I mean, I learned, I was a decent cook when Princess Faye and I got together, but I got better, okay? As a matter of fact, I actually spent 3 months every night from the time she would go to bed to when I would hear the birds chirping in the morning. I studied and studied how to become my wife's very own personal sushi chef, because she's from the West Coast, and out there, evidently, sushi is very popular. I don't know. I've never been there. But I studied for 3 months on end, every night, studying the same episode of Good Eats with the host, Alton Brown, on how to make sushi. We're talking watching that same episode 3 and 4 times a night, just studying how to become my wife's very own personal sushi chef. And at the end of it all, she was amazed. She could not believe it. And it's very difficult to get top grade sushi grade fish in Missouri. Not like we're surrounded by great big bodies of water, But that's what happened, okay? Guys, again, be your wife's happily ever after, okay? And that's what started this whole craze on my Facebook account, okay? Because of that whole, being chivalrous. Is that a word? It is now, okay? Carrying on that attitude, okay? Because to me, chivalry is not dead, okay? It's not dead. It's alive and well. It's just sleeping. It's up to us to wake it up, okay? And, to this day, I mean, if Princess Faye and I go somewhere, say like Walmart, I'll get out and open the car door for her. We'll go park, get out, open the car door for her. You know, I still do stuff like that. We're going back to the car. I open the car door for her. I open up every door for her. Okay. And if she's feeling, you know, if she's feeling low, I'll make a big production out of it. Okay. And this is just for Princess Faye. Okay. I'll pull up in front of somewhere. I'll, you know, if I have to, I'll shut the car off because Project Spirit, you know, she's a, you know, standard transmission, and we still got to get the, you know, emergency brake cable fixed. So if I have to, I'll shut off the car or make sure she's on level ground. If it's in Project Lena, I'll get it, you know, I'll put the car in park. I will get out, you know, pull right up in front, get out, open her door, give her a kiss, and then go park the car. Why do I go to that length? Because I want her to feel like she's still my queen, okay? Again, guys, be that fantasy, okay? And typically speaking, if you treat your wife this way, you don't have to spend money in divorce court, okay? This is just common sense, okay? Wives today want to feel like, you know, want to feel that way. They still want their happily ever after. Okay? And it's something else that needs to be brought up in this live stream. I'm kind of, you'll have to excuse me, I'm all over the place like Ricochet Rabbit, but there's a lot of information to take in. And it's just, you know, guys, don't be the jealous husband. For real. You know, if you're the jealous type, okay, you're going to come off controlling. And I'm going to give you, if you will, the formula that has been was passed on to my, you know, from my first sponsor, Sober Man. He passed this on to me. When when you're jealous, what's really going on? You're feeling insecure. Okay? You're insecure about your relationship. Now, instead of acting like the jealous husband, why not sit your other half down? Sorry about that, folks. A friend of mine trying to call me, and it's like, stop it. You know, I'm in the middle of a live stream. Okay. Where was I? Okay. Shoot, I forgot what I got upset. Okay, jealous husbands. Yeah, that's right. Okay. If you will, if you're jealous, you're insecure, okay? And instead of, you know, trying to act like the jealous husband, like you're all big and bad, you know, I think we've evolved enough that we don't need to mark our territory, if you catch the drift, you know. Guys, sit your other half down. Tell her, hey, honey, I'm feeling insecure. I'm feeling low, you know. I just need you to reassure me. I need you to reassure me. Do you still love me? Do you still want me a part of your life? You know, stuff like that. I guarantee, you do this instead of acting like the jealous husband, you know, and you share that vulnerability, you know. Guys, it's okay to be the tough guy, but, you know, with your other half, you don't have to be tough anymore, okay? It's okay to show your emotions. And, you know, if you're feeling insecure like that, you know, tell her, you know, I guarantee she'll reassure you. If you're worth it, she'll do it, okay? And that's if you've been doing the right things, okay? Take initiative, guys. Take initiative, okay? Now, that's just how it is, okay? Take it from Prince Magnum. Before, you know, when Princess Faye and I had gotten married, I had been engaged 6 times. 2 of those times I screwed up, okay? And 3 of those times, they screwed it up, okay? And the last one, I married her, okay? So for real, you know, I have experience in these matters, and every relationship prior to, I found that if I was real, I didn't have to act jealous, and I would tell them, honey, I'm feeling insecure. I just need your reassurance. Do you still love me? That's all you, and they will do it. They will do it. Guaranteed. And in every experience that I have done that, um, again, to keep this family friendly, it was a good night. Okay? Guaranteed. I know I need to quit smoking, especially with me going to be on stage. Um, Recently, I also posted to my Facebook account. I posted the video again of me, serenading Princess Faye on stage for the last karaoke contest. Again, guys, bear all of your talents down on your other half. Okay, in a good way. In a good way. Um, you know, Serenade. If you can cook, cook for her, okay? Um, if you're good with a car, work on her vehicle. You know, um, stuff like that. Be the husband she always dreamed of. Okay, like the title says, be the fantasy husband. Okay, that's what it boils down to. Okay, and that's the crux of it. Okay, if she's worth it, you'll do it. Okay, plain and simple. Okay, and for the record, when Princess Faye and I celebrated 4 years of marriage, I cooked our meal. We really didn't have the money to go out, and I'm like, hey baby, you just pick this stuff up, and I'll take care of the rest. And had homemade fish sticks and homemade onion rings. Did the video did the whole video and everything else. I just got to finish it, okay? I just got to finish it so you all can have the recipe, okay? Why not, right? We all love to eat. And if you don't, I don't know what to tell you, okay? You're on your own there. Um, you know, Also, something else that should also be mentioned is, again, Princess Faye. You know, I try to be the husband that she's always dreamed of, and then some. So I suggest you all do the same. That's what it really boils down to. Um, so that brings it really at this point. I mean, there's a lot of information in this video. A lot of you are going to have to, kind of backtrack, check it out, that sort of stuff. Um, and real quick, I want to thank the inspiration for this video, Becky. Again, it's all your fault, but in a good way. Okay. So if you are one of my new Facebook friends that has just, my page has just exploded with friend requests, be sure to check out, to subscribe to the Prince Magnum channel, okay, at this point. Because you're going to get stuff like this. You're going to get, you're going to get talk about sobriety. You're going to hear about working on your own vehicle. I'm a firm believer it's not so dreadful to go to work when you have your own custom car, okay? You can't be depressed in a bad mood going to work when you got your own custom car. It's the coolest thing ever. You'll get cooking along with the other romantic aspects of being married. And I know some of you out there are living a more modern relationship, or considering relationship, whatever the case may be. Romance is still on here. Real quick, when I say hot rodding and romance do coexist together on this channel, the hot rods to get their attention, the romance to keep them. All right. So if you're not subscribed to the Prince Magnum channel, there's definitely a little something on here for everybody, including we're going to add more video footage of me on stage singing from this next karaoke contest. If you're in the area, come over to Lazarus Bar and Grill tonight. And what the heck is today? May the 11th. Today is May the 11th. So if you're in the area tonight, you're welcome to come over. Also, there's a car show tomorrow here in Bonne Terre. Bert, I'm not going to be able to nab you up. Sorry, buddy. But basically, I got last minute notice on it, so I will be there tomorrow at the North County High School in Bonne Terre, Missouri, showing off Project Spirit. Wow, you guys are keeping me busy. Y'all gonna have to go to my Patreon account and start dropping some money in. I'm gonna need help to do all this. Oh, wow. You know, you guys, you know, that's what being a member of the Maverick Nation is all about, you know, pushing me to do my best, okay? All right. I think I covered it all, okay? I think I covered it all. If I didn't, I'll blame Galaxy over here, my cat, my black cat. All right. That brings us to the usual spot. Be sure to check me out on, evidently, Facebook, because that's now a thing. Be sure to check me out on Twitter. If you have any money to drop into my Patreon account, it's under Prince Magnum. Just drop what you can in there. If you don't have anything, donate. That's totally fine. Real quick, there is a package being put together for whoever is able to donate the most to that account between now and my birthday, August the 7th, which I will be 39 that day. Holy crap. And as usual, get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is. Just do something with yourself. Okay? Idle hands and a creative mind do not make good bedfellows. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet. Do something special for them today. Be the husband of their dreams. And as always, for all of you out there, no matter who you are, if no one out there has told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you. Dang it, I need to quit smoking.